What is up, ladies and gents? Welcome back. Welcome to all the new viewers for this beginner's tutorial, pretty much for 2025 and moving forward. This is a guide starting from start to finish. You just download the game, you have this on your PC or console, and now you're looking to find a way to optimize this game the best as possible and get this started so you can get in there and really frag out and have the best experience for Hell Let Loose. Now, first thing first, gotta go into Hell Let Loose right here. Gonna go to properties and go ahead and put these in your launch options if you're running Steam powered. I'm not sure if you can do this for Epic Games, but I'm pretty sure it's all the same for the most part. And DX12 just utilizes a new technology which helps you pretty much get better frame rate, less stuttering and whatnot. But the only issue with running these settings is you have to run it windowed full mode. Okay, guys, you have to run it windowed full instead of full screen. There's a lot of crashes that happens when you run these launch options. When you're running it full screen, there's a lot of stuttering or something's going on, and it's going to cause a lot of issues. So windowed full is always seems to be the best optimized way of running this game when you're running DX12. You can run it full screen if you want, but in my opinion, I believe the DX12 runs the best. All right, first things first, now that you have this installed, you're going to go into the browse folder, and this is going to help you pretty much go into HLL content and delete your movie packs. Okay, you can actually delete all of this right here. So this is what gets loaded as soon as your game launches. All these videos play, and you don't need these videos unless you want the tutorial, which is right here. And in this sense, I would highly recommend holding off for this one. You can delete everything else except for that one. So, but for me, I don't need all of it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and delete this. And what that does is it helps you pretty much load the game faster, a few seconds faster, without having to load those movie packs. Now, before we did this because the intro was extremely loud, and so we wanted to get rid of it, and that's why we did it. But for the most part, it's not a big deal. The intros are short, so you can keep them if you want. If you don't, and want to load the game faster, this is all you need to do. All right, so pretty much we're gonna launch the game here, and we're gonna go straight in. Drink my coffee real quick, and then we're going to talk about the classes, the loadouts that you need, and the loadouts that is best for your experience in Hell Let Loose. Now, I'm going to give you my perspective with behind 4,800 hours in playtime for Hell Let Loose. Lots of competitive experience as well. So these are, in my opinion, the best way of having the best experience for Hell Let Loose. Now, there's not going to be any instructional videos. I don't think there's even a video right now about talking about which classes to unlock, and so I'm going to be talking about that very soon, very quickly. So keep up. So first things first, right now, let's just say you all have the standard issue for every class available. All right. All right, let's talk about the standard issue for Axis, and then I'll go into allies. Now, first things first, you want to unlock the G43, right? Level 3 is good. You want to unlock the G43 and the satchel, okay, guys? The satchel is probably the most important utility you need to kill heavy tanks, because without it, you are pretty much left rendered to unable to kill a heavy tank. And you're just starting out and you're thinking, why do I need this satchel? Well, it's gonna take a lot of time for you to grind anyways. So there's a fair warning, guys, okay? Try not to play the medic. I know you want to play the medic the first thing you come into this game, and you're like, I want to play medic, I want to revive people. It's, you know, for the experience, the immersion. But I highly recommend you do not do this, because if you spend all that time grinding for medic first, you're gonna have a really hard time grinding everything else after, because once you get, let's just say, once you start getting the satchel unlocked and all the stuff you need, like explosives to kill everything and clear buildings, right? unlocking every other class is going to be much faster, much easier, because you're going to be racking up points. Okay, so the first things first is you need to go to the engineer class and try to unlock this level 3. This engineer class level 3 has a satchel and smokes, which is really, really good against tanks. You need to unlock the satchel. And then you need to, the only reason why you don't need to unlock the assault class, because when you play it, you're always going to have the G43 first. That's the level 1. So the standard issue, you're going to have this. What you wanted to get to is eventually level 9. But this is like last class that you're going to be unlocking, because this one takes forever. And you don't want to be spending too much on this time. Just to get this, you need to unlock the satchel class from the engineer. You need to unlock the satchel class from AT class, but it's level 6. Okay, it's too far. Rifleman level 3 is still Car 98. It's level 6, so it's a little hard. So grinding this out first isn't gonna help you. All right, guys. And then the second class you actually need to level up is your squad leader class. Believe it or not, you have to start learning how to play squad leader. But the most important thing is this gun right here, the G43. Okay. So first things first is always the engineer class, and then I would say the squad leader for the guns. And then eventually you can just go ahead and feel free to unlock like the MGs, the AT class for the satchel, but this guy doesn't have smoke, so he's a little bit weaker. But the rocket's always good to use and learn. But you already have it, so you don't need to unlock anything else, right? Now let's go to allies real quick. So the allies also the same thing. Sorry, this is different allies. Uh-oh. United States allies. So we're taking a look at the United States allies. The officer is level 6, so it's going to take some time to get. But the first thing you need to get is the engineer class, sapper level 3. Engineer sapper level 3 will have the shotgun and the satchel. Shotgun's a little bit difficult to use, but once you get used to it, you should be very good at it. And it does tear in close distance ranges, so you need to get that satchel. Eventually, you already have the M1 Garand with the rocket on this class. You already have the M1 Garand starting with the rifleman here, so you're all covered in the allies. You just need to get the satchel for the most part. And then eventually you're going to have to get the officer for level 6. So you want to unlock all the rifles. You want to unlock the M1 Garand, semi-automatic rifles, the G43, which is the Axis side, the Germany side, the G43. But you need to unlock the engineer class in order to have the best fulfilling experience for Hell Let Loose moving forward. I am level 399. I have everything level 10 right now, except for medic. Medic's level 3, guys. I haven't touched this thing. I don't know. I don't even know how I got it to level 3. Once you do anything about tanking, you do want to unlock the level 3 tanking because it gives you the repair kit. When you start out and you're playing tanking right away, the only difficult thing is you're going to have to deal with yourself not having the repair kit, which is very bad because when you're out there and you can taking damage, when you can take cover to repair the tank and you can't, it's very difficult to do. You would always like to have somebody in your crew that does have it. Okay. If you can get the sniper class, you can always unlock the FG42 scoped version. Allies only has a Springfield, which is a bolt rifle, but it packs a punch. It really hits hard for the most part. But for the flares on both sides for Allies and Axis, it's level 3. You have to play recon spotter a lot of the times. All right. Okay, so that's covered. Engineers first. Now let's talk about some of the gear. Okay. I think the only DLC that's actually worth getting, if it's not free already, is the winter one. And the winter one always comes around, I would say, around the winter time. And I'm not sure if they have it now, but if you do have it, it's this sash. So you see this? This is how you get it originally. All right? Let's take a look at the default. This is the default. This is how they look. Now, in this game, if you want to be covered and pretty much be... I don't know, efficient or hidden very well, you want to cover your face as much as possible and your hands. Okay, that's like the #1 thing. And then you want to be as dark as possible in any map. Make it very difficult to see you when you're inside buildings and when you're in bushes and whatnot. So that's why I have a lot of presets that would have this face right here. There's nothing else other than that for the Axis side. And for like the clothing, I only pick ones that have pretty much, gloves on. This is kind of like my favorite loadout right here that I use for all classes pretty much in every map, except for depending on hill, like hill 400 though, I would use this one. And then this one I would use for every map and so forth. For the winter, I unfortunately cannot cover the hands, so I would just use pretty much the darker version, like this. See, it covers your hands. Eventually, you're going to get used to it. It's hard to see now, but eventually you're going to start being able to spot the faces. The faces and the hands are the easiest things to spot, especially when they're prone and in distances and in bushes. So that's what you're really looking for when you need to kill somebody. All right, hopefully that will get you started in this video for what you need to unlock as you're progressing through Hell Let Loose and to have the best experience possible for this game. All right, if you guys like the video, please make sure to hit that sub button, like, and comment, and I will be also making another video regarding how you're progressing based on level. So the first 50, first 150, first 250, and so forth. So hopefully you guys enjoyed, and to keep up with more updates on my content, please subscribe and hit that notification bell, and I'll see you guys in the next one. What is up, ladies and gents? Welcome back. If you made it to this second part of this video, make sure to hit that like, sub, and comment for the YouTube algorithm. I'm going to be showing you guys how to pretty much build nodes in HQ as a solo without the supply truck, and you want to take advantage of this because this helps you unlock your weapons much faster. So we're going to take the class here, let's just say we're going to build it in HQ, and the reason why the HQ is probably the best location versus having to build it in the second line here is because Recon will look for nodes on the second line and decide to kill it. Now if you have it here, they don't usually come back here. They do come to this middle location, but your nodes are most likely going to survive here. So I'm just going to build 3 nodes, but there is a particular order that you have to build these nodes first in order to be effective as a solo build. Alright, I'm gonna redeploy real quick, come back as support, drop a box. Sometimes you'll get people to drop boxes for you, which would be nice. And going to be building these nodes. These nodes are fuel, ammunition, and manpower that helps pretty much win the game for the commander with resources. Gonna come back with support. Oh no, need to join somebody else for support, which is gonna be here. Drop by. I'm gonna bust out the hammer to build. The wrench was on the engineer class that can pretty much make buildables. Now the first thing you gotta do is drop the support supplies. It takes 50 to build one, and we're gonna build a manpower. But before we build a manpower, let's hammer a little bit, like 25%. And complete the manpower one. Now what happens is when you complete the manpower one, your supply cooldown gets reduced in half from 5 minutes to 2.5 minutes. And this should give you enough time to drop supplies and build the rest of these nodes. Now these nodes pretty much stack up your support score here, and if they stack your support score, it will tremendously help you unlock the class that you're playing. So once you build these nodes, you have to change class to the class that you want to unlock, which should be the first classes should be engineer, AT, and I would say squad leader and rifleman. Pretty much in that order. You kind of need the squad leader for his gun at level 3 and so forth. Though the reason why the rifleman is a little bit, I would say like the 4th, is because you have to be level 6 to get the semi-auto, and that's gonna take pretty long to unlock versus level 3 unlocks that you could have on engineer and level 3 M1 Garand, I believe, with the ally squad leader. Alright, so we're just going to be waiting a little bit here. As you can tell, my supplies are almost up. in a few seconds. Try to drop a lot of supplies if you can. And there's another way to unlock your class faster. You can actually get yourself, after you build these nodes, you can play the class that you want to play to unlock, and then you can get yourself in a supply truck. Now with that supply truck, all you're doing is on the second line here, just dropping supplies, going back, dropping supplies, going back. If you have about above more than 1,000 or 2,000, which you should have with nodes at the very beginning of the game, if the game lasts more than 90 minutes, or up to 90 minutes, sorry. There we go. We're gonna do this pretty quickly here now, because these mats could disappear. I'm gonna try to get it closer up to here. You can only do this with the supply box on the ground. And I'm going to complete ammunition. Ammunition resources pretty much help you get bombing runs, strafe runs, recon planes. Manpower helps you with encouraged, which gives you more resources. Reinforce, which helps double the point system in the circle, if you're in the circle, for defense. And I believe there's more that I don't really remember on top of my head that I use for manpower. And and airheads. You can use airheads with manpower. Now this one here, fuel, is all tanks, vehicles. What you have, half tracks that could be used as spawn points, I would say. And you can also have, if you have more than 600 fuel, you can also convert fuel into ammunition, which is commonly used for artillery and bombing runs, strafes, and recon. And this one for more airheads and encouragement to get all the resources up to 90. Alright, so let's take a look at the map here. It looks like for me, I am going to be the first one to be building nodes, which is great on a server that is like half empty. If you take a look here, this server is pretty much what we call a seeding server. Seeding servers are servers that are under 60 players, and they pretty much only fight for the midpoint here. And we go ahead and try to maximize the nodes in a seeding server. You can also go AFK until the server is seeded. I don't know if it's the number 60 or 80, and rack up some points if you're off doing work. And we're about to have supplies ready. And this is, as you can tell, I just only switched once from engineer to support class, and I should be able to finish this. There we go. And voila. Now I have a nodes up. I have it in HQ, most likely, where snipers and recon won't be on this corner in HQ. They're most likely going to be on this line here, looking for nodes, and here to stop artillery. Alright, so redeploy, pick the class you want to play to unlock. Highly recommend the engineer class and AT class, and let's just say the assault and squad leader. You definitely need to unlock all the classes that have the M1 Garand and the G43 for the better experience throughout the game. The reason why you are trying to unlock the satchel class is, again, reminder, is to help you clear buildings, buildables like barbed wire, bunkers, and buildings itself, and tanks, heavy tanks. So if you have the ability to do a lot of damage as an engineer, and if you have a lot of ability to do a lot of damage with just a satchel in general, off the rip, you're going to have a better experience in stacking a lot of points. I'm going to change class here. Let's go with, let's just say, AT Gunner. And this one has 4 AT mines when you start, and a satchel, and a Tommy gun and a grenade. That's really strong. You could use that to put down here on the road here. If you could find a mud where you could put it underneath. Now, for the most part, what you're doing here is you're just trying to find ways to unlock your class faster, especially with all the ones that have satchel. and go from there. All right, hopefully you guys enjoyed a little bit of that, and I'll see you guys in the next one.